Welcome to this deep dive. If you are sitting for the Cisco 300-110 exam, well, your mission today is to master 7 crucial practice questions, and we are doing them in exact sequential order.
Yeah, we are going to take our time with this, moving logically, at a deliberate, measured pace today, starting from roaming strategies and going all the way to high-density performance.
Right, nice and steady. Let's just unpack this. Question 1. A wireless client moves into a different building section covered by a different network subnet. If the client maintains its original network connection and session without changing its identity via a centralized tunnel, what has occurred?
Okay, so the correct answer is C, and this is basically the textbook definition of Layer 3 roaming.
Layer 3 roaming, got it.
Yeah, so what is actually happening under the hood here is centralized mobility tunneling. So even though the client physically moves, to an access point on an entirely different IP subnet, the network just builds a tunnel back to the original controller.
Oh, I see. So that is how it keeps its original IP address and session alive.
Exactly. It completely tricks the network into thinking it never even moved.
Wow. Okay. So the network is basically playing a shell game to keep you blissfully unaware. But for that tunnel to actually work, the controllers have to talk to each other, right? Which brings us to question 2. What is the primary purpose of grouping multiple enterprise wireless controllers into a single logical mobility cluster?
The correct answer is A. A logical mobility cluster exists specifically to share really vital client state information across the campus.
Vital information like what? Exactly.
Well, we were talking about things like authentication status, IP addresses, and roaming states.
Okay, so by sharing that data constantly, the cluster creates the mechanism that actually enables the seamless roaming we just talked about.
That is exactly it, yeah.
It makes me think of a cellular network seamlessly passing your phone call, from one cell tower to the next as you drive down the highway.
That is a perfect analogy, yeah.
But honestly, I am a bit confused about what happens when things break. Like, if a tower goes down, how does the system know where to go next without just panicking? Question 3. During an unexpected controller outage, an access point loses connection to its primary manager. If the network is designed for high availability, how does the access point find its next target?
Right. So the correct answer is D. Access points do not just broadcast randomly in a panic.
They don't just guess.
No, not at all. Cisco lightweight access points are pre-configured with specific primary, secondary, and tertiary controller names.
Oh, I see. So if that primary connection drops, it just sequentially contacts those pre-configured controllers in order?
Exactly. That strict hierarchy guarantees predictable, automatic recovery. You avoid flooding the network with lost client traffic.
Predictable is definitely what you want in a crisis, but the backup controller needs to be ready to catch the baton instantly. Question 4. When implementing stateful failover for continuous controller availability, which physical connection is required to mirror client sessions between the active and standby units?
The correct answer is B. Stateful switchover actually mandates a dedicated high-speed redundancy link. It cannot just be any connection.
Wait, why does it strictly have to be high speed?
Because it has to mirror thousands of client states and session keys in literally milliseconds.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that dedicated physical wire ensures the standby unit has the exact same brain as the active unit.
Exactly. Completely ready to take over without dropping a single packet.
A literal hardwired brain sync. That makes perfect sense. Now, let's look at keeping the network secure when you invite outsiders into the building. Question 5. A company wants to secure guest wireless traffic by sending all internet sessions from internal corporate buildings directly to a isolated controller located in the perimeter security zone. What design is being used?
The correct answer is C. This describes the centralized mobility anchor architecture.
Centralized mobility anchor. How does that actually work?
Well, by tunneling guest traffic from internal controllers directly to an anchor controller in a DMZ, you keep guest data physically and logically separated from the corporate network.
So it is kind of like a VIP escort directly out the back door.
Right, yeah. Guests get internet, but they never even see the corporate hallways.
I love that VIP escort analogy. So we have secured guest traffic, but what if we are designing a network for a building that does not even exist yet? Question 6. When performing a simulated wireless site survey for a new office building that has not yet been constructed, which input is most critical for an accurate software model?
The correct answer is A. Since the physical environment does not exist, Predictive software models heavily depend on the estimated signal absorption of planned internal walls and doors.
Because radio waves bounce and absorb differently through, say, drywall versus glass or concrete.
Yes, exactly. So providing the software with correct wall attenuation values dictates exactly where those access points must be placed.
Right. To ensure proper coverage once the concrete is actually poured, you have to know what the radio waves are going to hit. So let's apply all this planning to a real-world crowded scenario. Question 7. In a university lecture hall designed for maximum human capacity, which setting can help eliminate management frame congestion and improve overall airtime efficiency?
The correct answer is D. Disabling slow legacy connection speeds and requiring a high minimum data rate is absolutely essential here.
So getting rid of the slow connections helps the fast ones.
Yes, because in very dense environments, slow legacy clients consume just an excessive amount of wireless airtime simply trying to communicate.
Oh, right. It is like having a multi-lane superhighway but letting a tractor drive 15 miles per hour in it. The whole highway backs up.
That is a great way to put it.
So disabling legacy speeds basically kicks the tractors off the wireless highway.
Exactly. By eliminating those low data rates, you prevent airtime waste and dramatically improve performance for all users in that space. Connecting the dots across these topics today, understanding Layer 3 roaming, high availability, anchor designs, and high-density efficiency are really key to passing this exam. But it leaves you wondering, as wireless speeds eventually surpass wired connections, will we even need physical network switches a decade from now?